I think that it becomes vitally important to do that personal assessment. Look in the mirror, see what you look like physically from every angle, turn it around, the posture from every single angle, stand naturally. See? See what you look like from every angle, all the way around. All the way around. This here becomes your phenotype. This is what you have to work with socially in the environment. This is what you have to compensate for. It's called your front. Your body presentation in a social way. Your continence, that's your features right here. What's your face? I'm going to come up closer so you can get a good look. What your face looks like. The shape of the head. Everything that can be seen in the arena of confrontation and encounter out there. And I do mean everything that can be seen. Your flexibility. The big belly right here. Gynecomastia, if you have gynecomastia right here. The shoulders. That is your ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. Right now I'm an endomorph. I'm a short, dumpy, poorly proportioned endomorph. And these are the cards you were given. You have to do this kind of a body presentation, self-assessment in the arena. You better know what you look like visually. You have to look around yourself very, very carefully and set the problem up in as clear a way as possible, without any obfuscation, without any excuses or rationalizations. You have to want what is, and you have to do a very good visual assessment of what you look like, what you sound like. You've got to see in your mind's eye what your antagonist sees in the arena. You have to begin with that. Where am I vulnerable? Visually. It starts with a visual. Then it's going to work its way into the rhetorical or persuasive or negotiating skills out there in the arena of encounter and confrontation. Then it's going to depend on your ability to think clearly, rationally, and to put the intellect, good, practical experience, rational intellect, in the seat of power, in the judgment seat, and in the choices of action from moment to moment. You have to be aware of what's grounding you in the now, every single moment. You can't be in delusions, denial about it. You have to, from moment to moment, when he's talking to the woman, ask himself this question: how do we look visually right now together? Are we an item visually? Then he looks around the arena and sizes up the situation, sizes up the woman, and he's got to know where he's vulnerable. He's got to know what resources he's bringing into the encounter. His expectancies, there should be no expectancies. His only desire is to have a great experiment and a meaningful, turn everything into a meaningful learning experience. He's developing social skills, negotiating skills, a functional personality, good acting ability, good chameleon-esque qualities that will enable him to comfortably, naturally, easily spar with the woman or his antagonists out there in the environment with minimal effort and maximum efficiency. He's constantly assessing the situation. He's got to do a continuous assessment, a continuous self-evaluation. But he also has to paradoxically juggle the ball of not being overcautious, not overthinking the situation, because he's got to be able to reduce and act. And he's got to have the courage and the will, fortitude, the power of the well-educated will that can make this decision, thus it is, now I have to act. And he's not looking for luck. He's not looking for a propitious moment. It's an instinct that tells him now he has to act. It's not luck or a propitious moment. Sometimes the right time to act can be in a situation where it seems all wrong to act, but he decided to roll the dice, to take a chance, and he came out right. I've seen that happen many times. There's no explanation for it. If he wins, then there doesn't need to be any explanation. He already won. That says it all. If he loses, then he goes back to the drawing boards and remember what happens, memorialize, take it back to the drawing boards, report on what went wrong and all the details, all the particulars. Make up your simulations, your models, your well-guided, fantasized experiences in psychodrama. You're acting it out. You're becoming what went wrong. In your retreat, in your mind's eye, you're acting it out. You're camming it. You're recreating what you said and did in the situation, where it happened, when it happened, how it happened. I need particulars. I need behaviors. The judgment, the conclusions evolve out of the report. So what's the report? The conclusions and the judgments must evolve out of the report. You have to look far down the road. You have to talk to people. You have to stand on shoulders. There's nothing wrong with that. You pick on somebody that has a similar phenotype, continence, and temperament, constitutional factors that you have, and ask yourself, if I were he behaving in this situation now with this woman, how do I think he would do? If I were he, given the way he looks. Then if I were the woman, given the way she behaves, and you go by the behaviors. You want to keep the guessing down as much as possible. That's what I'm telling you. You want to get as much reality, as much objectivity into the situation as you possibly can. You want to get clarity. We want to make sure we're not adding confusion to the problem. We want to make sure we're paraphrasing well, make sure we understand what's going on. That's your responsibility. And we're memorializing, and we know exactly what we're saying and doing, how we sound, how we look. Timing is everything, and the use of the proximus is everything, the space. There comes a time when you do have to reduce and act, roll the dice and see what you got going for you, instead of just guessing about it. You try to get as much of your answer here and now as you possibly can. Right in a situation where the opportunity presents itself, where it's happening, not an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later where you're guessing about a lot of things. And whatever you contemplate doing, hour, 2 hours, it's too late. It's too late. You can't recreate the situation, the moment, the moods. Well, it is, especially if you're a short man like me. I'm 5'3.5". I'm short, I'm dumpy, I'm old. A second chance doesn't come again. A second opportunity to make the right impression, the right appearance, the right personality into the game, the right rhetorical skill. That doesn't happen again. You can't recreate it once you've lost it. Once it's dead, once it's gone, it's gone. That's it. You're young for golden moment. You sigh and it flies away. And then in the silent September, you dream of the music of May. You're young for golden moment, and soon it's remember when. Take hold of golden moment. Once it's gone, it never returns. You sigh, still it won't return. It's gone and never comes back again. So maybe I should have saved those leftover dreams. Funny, but here's that rainy day. Here's that rainy day they told me about, and I laughed at the thought it might turn out this way. Where is that worn out wish that I tossed aside after it brought my love so near? Funny how love becomes a cold, rainy day. Funny that rainy day is here. The falling leaves drift by my window. The autumn leaves are brown and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, soon I'll hear old winter's song, and I miss you most of all, my darling, when autumn leaves they start to fall. What good is the dreaming, planning, scheming? It comes from each new love affair. Love that possessed you may leave and distress you and leave you with castles in air. When you're alone, who cares for moonlit skies? When you're alone, that magic moonlight dies at break of dawn. There is no sunrise when your lover has gone. What lonely hours the evening shadows bring. What lonely hours, all those memories lingering like faded flowers. Life can't mean anything when your lover has gone. Yesterday I heard the rain whispering your name, asking where you'd gone. It fell softly from the clouds on the silent crowds as I wandered on out of doorways. Black umbrellas, they came to pursue me. Faceless strangers, as they passed, were looking through me because no one knew me. Yesterday I shut my eyes, faced up toward the sky, drinking in the rain. But your image still was there, floating in the air, brighter than a flame. Yesterday I saw the city full of shadows. It had no pity. Then I heard the steady rain whispering your name. That cigarette that bears a lipstick's traces, an airline ticket to romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you, a tinkling piano in the next apartment, those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant, a fairgrounds painted swings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow it had to be the winds of March that made my heart a dancer. A telephone ringing, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. Each time I see a crowd of people, just like the fool, I stop and stare. It's really not the proper thing to do. However, maybe you'll be there. I go out walking after midnight along this lonely thoroughfare. It's not the time or place to look for you. However, maybe you'll be there. You said your arms would always hold me. You said your lips were mine alone to share. Now, after all the many things you've told me, how can it end like this? Someday all my prayers are answered, then I'll hear a footstep up the stairs. With anxious heart, I'll hurry to the door, and maybe you'll be there. Laura is the peace in the misty light. Footsteps that you hear down the hall. A smile that floats on a summer night that you can never quite recall. And you see Laura on the train that is passing through those eyes. How familiar they seem. She gave your very first kiss to you. That was Laura, but she's only a dream. That was Laura, but she's only a dream. This time we almost made pieces fit. Didn't we, girl? This time we almost made some sense of it. Didn't we, girl? This time I had the answer right here in my hand. Then I touched it. It had turned to sand. This time we almost sang a song in tune. Didn't we, girl? This time we almost made it to the moon. Didn't we, girl? This time we nearly made our poem rhyme. And this time we almost made that long climb. Didn't we almost make it this time? Days of love, all those wonderful days of love, when we walked in a world of grain serene and fair lilac trees. When that breeze kissed lilac trees, how they trembled above in that warm summer air. When Joanna loved me Every day was Sunday. Every town was Paris. Every month was May. When Joanna loved me. Every sound was music. Music made from laughter. Laughter that was bright and gay. But when Joanna left me, May became December. But even in December, I remember a laugh, a smile, and for a little while she loves me. And once again it's Paris, Paris on a Sunday.